Welcome to another Poetry Deep Dive today. I love Denis Martindale. He has written over 3,700 poems for the Poem Hunter website. Denis Martindale has written a new poem titled Baywatch, Beauties, and Beaches, and here's what the poem's message shares with us today. Just take a quick second to really look at that number, 3,700. I mean, that is an absolutely staggering volume of literary work, right? To write that many pieces, you really need a deep, observant passion for capturing the world around us. And out of all those thousands of poems, this brand new one we're looking at today manages to perfectly bottle up a very specific, very unique type of cultural nostalgia. It taps directly into a global phenomenon that practically defined television for an entire decade, completely blending the sun, the sand, and the unsung heroism of the people who patrol it.
Section 1. The Lifeguard's Noble Duty.
Okay, let's dive into this, because the very first act of Martindale's poem immediately grounds us in the serious, physical reality of the job. Notice the rhythm he uses here. Speed across, swim until they dive. It's fast, it's urgent, and it's super active. Right out of the gate, the poem establishes this profound respect for the life-saving action that these individuals actually take on. They aren't just characters on a screen. In the world of the poem, they're highly trained professionals on a constant adrenaline-fueled mission where the ultimate prize is simply keeping another human being alive.
Now, what I really love about this next stanza is the stark visual contrast the poet paints for us here. On one hand, you have sunbathers basking and children splashing, a picture of complete relaxation, innocence, and leisure. But hovering right above that carefree scene are the lifeguards' eyes, there to scan until the light grows dim. It's a continuous, vigilant watch. They can literally never turn off. They have to remain totally focused so that everyone else can afford to be distracted.
And this brilliantly illustrates the core protective mission of Baywatch, both the real-life occupation and the cultural show we all remember so fondly. So they go home okay. It's such a simple, unpretentious phrase, yet it carries the entire emotional weight of their duty. Martindale captures that unwavering steadfastness perfectly, reminding us that beneath the bright Californian sunshine, the ultimate goal is incredibly noble and, honestly, incredibly serious.
Section 2. Romance, Drama, and Sun.
But of course, any deep dive into this particular franchise has got to acknowledge the rest of the story, right? The rescues? Well, they're really just the beginning. When lifeguards walk away. This is where the poem hints at the juicy, deeply human stories that completely captivated millions of viewers every single week. It wasn't just about pulling people from the riptide. It was about the emotional beguilement, the personal struggles, and the behind-the-scenes lives of these characters once they clocked out. The poem acknowledges that the setting sun doesn't end the drama, it just changes the stage.
So there's this really distinct dual nature to the appeal we're discussing here. On the left side of the equation, we have the dramas that unfold, the high-stakes, breathless adrenaline of the ocean rescues. Then on the right side, we have the romances old and new, the classic, irresistible soap opera dynamics of their personal lives. Martindale's poem embraces both sides equally, recognizing that you really can't have the true Baywatch experience without blending the intense danger of the beach with the personal drama of the lifeguard tower.
Section 3. The Baywatch Fascination.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how the poem begins to unpack our collective memory. Just reading this evokes that iconic slow-motion imagery, doesn't it? Seasons in the sun, lifeguards as they run. The poem beautifully captures the heavy nostalgia factor here. It acknowledges that the aesthetics, the bright red swimsuits, the golden sand, the beautiful people, are permanently etched right into a generation's cultural memory. It's this sunny, vibrant time capsule that managed to endure the passing years, precisely because it was just so visually striking. So the absolutely crucial point here is that this wasn't just some happy accident. It was a highly effective formula. These are the specific ingredients of the franchise's global success, derived directly from the lyrics. You need the visual hook, the swimsuits and bikinis, you need the emotional resonance, the smiles and tears, and you need the narrative hooks, the charms, the dramas, and the romances. Martindale lines them all up for us, showing exactly how the recipe was built from the ground up to keep viewers glued to their screens.
These joyful concluding lines of the poem really hammer home that emotional hook. No wonder they beguile. The audience was just utterly charmed. We didn't just watch for the action, we were entirely beguiled by the characters themselves. Martindale suggests that our enjoyment of every drama, romance, kiss, and smile stems entirely from how effortlessly charming and larger-than-life these heroes were presented to be.
Section 4. The Reboot Reality.
Let's move to and see how this builds. Because just when you think this explainer is purely a nostalgic trip down memory lane, the source material throws us a massive factual curveball. As the commentary excitedly points out, and this is a huge surprise for casual fans, there is actually a brand new Baywatch series this year. That's right, the Beaches, the Beauties, the Lifeguards, they aren't just history. The franchise is officially back. And as the commentary notes, not a lot of people know that. It's this hidden gem of television news that brings a whole new layer of relevance to Martindale's poetic tribute.
The source commentary uses this exact high-energy phrase twice. The truth is out there, fans. The truth is out there. It is literally urging you to seek out the latest details. The legacy of those golden beaches and slow-motion runs has been officially revived, and all the updates about who is donning the iconic red swimsuits today are just waiting to be discovered.
So, I'm going to leave you with this direct question to end our explainer today. Have you Googled the Baywatch reboot yet? The poem reminded us exactly why we fell in love with the rescues, the romances, and the sunlit shores in the first place. And the source material promises that a whole new chapter is happening right now. So go do that search, find out the latest updates, and see exactly how the Baywatch fascination lives on today.